Hey, how's it going? Zach D Productions here, and I'm here for a video about the band Red. So we all know at this point that Red is coming out with a new album entitled Rated R, which I know that some people were mixed on the title. What do I think of the title? For me, it's whatever. I'm more concerned about the quality of the music than anything else. But I'll be going over basically the majority of the information that we got. So this month we actually did expect Red to release a new single, which that didn't happen. All we got was just basically more information regarding Rated R, their new album. So apparently Red's new album Rated R will be released this September, so that is exciting. I mean, regardless of how Declaration held up, I'm still pretty optimistic about this new Red album. I'm still looking forward to it for sure because I've been a Red fan for many years, and I do think that they are capable of writing very good music, but the last two albums, man, they just haven't really been doing it for me. Of course, Gone and Declaration. Now, Declaration, I know that some people still really like that album. For me, I mean, it was fun when it first came out, but over time, it hasn't really held up very well. And that's how a lot of albums are by a lot of bands. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I could go into a whole nother rant about how bands these days kind of just, they don't really put that much effort into their albums anymore, but that's another rant for another day, of course. So, obviously, yeah, I do have my concerns. I mean, even for a while, even before getting more information about Rated R, I've had my concerns because of how Declaration held up. In my opinion, the album has not held up very well, and I do think it is one of their weaker albums. So that's why I was a little concerned for Rated R. Like, is it just going to be more of the same? Which I still do have my concerns of that, because not only did we get information about the release date of this new album, but also how many songs are going to be on the new album, and also we heard a snippet of one of the songs on this new Red album. First, let's talk about the snippet that we've heard of one of the songs on this new album. I'm not gonna lie, it does have me a little concerned. I know that some people are hyping it up because, oh, it sounds heavy, it sounds metal or whatever, which that's something that I've heard. But for me, I mean, that's basically what made Declaration kind of lacking something. Like, it doesn't sound like Red. I mean, Red needs to sound like Red again. I mean, I don't know if Red is just looking and seeing what's going on in the fan base and mostly paying attention to the fans that want heavy stuff from Red, but to me, that's not what Red is best known for, and that's not the music that Red does best. Now, they do the heavy side well, I think. It depends on the structure, and it depends on what the song is and everything. You know, like the heavy songs on Release the Panic, I think are very good songs. But, you know, when it comes to being heavy, quote unquote, that's not really what made Red great or who they were. I mean, you consider albums like End of Silence and Innocence and Instinct, which in my opinion are their best albums, and you take a look at the songs on those albums, some of their best work easily. I mean, what really stood out on those albums? The melody, and also how memorable those songs were. And it's not because they were inherently heavy or whatever. I mean, again, heavy can work for Red for sure, don't get me wrong, but you know, it seems like that's what Red has been focusing on, especially after Declaration. I'm not sure what it is, but just based on the single, it does sound like we're going to get more of what we got from Declaration, which is a concern that I do have, I'm not going to lie. But you know what? If this is going to be the only song on this new album that's like that, then whatever. It could still have potential. Like I said, I'm still looking forward to it. I am optimistic about it for sure, but I've even said this before. I mean, I think Red needed to do something different on this new album. Even if you have to do something like Release the Panic again, I'd be okay with that. I would be okay with that. As controversial as Release the Panic was, I know that a lot of fans did not like that album. I would rather have something like that than another album like Declaration, to be quite honest. So there's that. So we also got information on how many songs are going to be on this new Red album. Apparently, there will only be 10 songs, which is pretty much the norm for Red. I mean, when I first heard the news that there will only be 10 tracks, I'm like, really? Like, because their last few albums had only 10 songs. We can all agree that their longest album was Of Beauty and Rage, which, was pretty lengthy, and it doesn't seem like that they're going to be doing anything like that again. So it's whatever. Like I said, I'm more concerned about the quality of the music than anything else. If the album only has 10 tracks and the quality of the songs are good and the replay value of the album is good, that's totally okay with me. I really don't care how many songs are on the album, as long as the album is good. That's all I'm concerned about here, and I'm sure a lot of you could say the same thing. So, yeah, we're getting the first single in August, and then the album releases in September, which is kind of weird to me because, it would make sense for us to expect the first single to release this month, which that's what we all expected. We all expected to get the first Red single for Rated R this month, but that didn't happen. And again, it would make sense because usually bands like to take a few months to release singles before actually releasing the album. So it is kind of strange how we're going to get the first single nearly a month before the album actually comes out, which I want to say that they've done this for Gone as well. Like, I remember when Gone was coming out, they announced that album out of such short notice, like along with some singles, and then before you know it, the album came out like nearly a month later. So it looks like they'll be doing that same thing this time around, except this time we actually have we've had information about this new album. Like, we knew that the album was titled Rated R for a while. So yeah, like I said, guys, I do have my concerns for Red's new album Rated R, especially with the snippet that I've heard, but all in all, I'm still going to be optimistic about this album. It still could be good. I personally don't know how it could be worse than Declaration. If this album could at least manage to be a step up from Declaration, that'll be fine, I think. So there you have it. That is basically the information that we got for Red's new album. So let me know what you think. Do you have the same concerns that I have for this new album? Are you looking forward to the new Red album, Rated R? Let me know what you think. So on that note, thanks for watching. Have a good one.